Hey everybody, hope we're doing well. Welcome back to another episode of CS News. And first on today, guys, it has been confirmed the Brazilian roster exchange here, and this will be the replacing of former Immortals player. That will be Zews. He is now out in the esports scene. We have no announcement where he'll be. He'll be replaced by Generation X and their former in-game leader and also player over there, that is Steel. He will be joining the Immortals roster and playing tonight as we speak for the American Miners. So a very important event there for Immortals, and they're not looking too strong without Zews already. Now, where Zews is going, we have no announcement for him as of right now, but we can assume, if you guys are big Zews fans or big Brazilian fans, we can assume, being a former LG and SK coach over there, there is definitely demand for this guy both in North America and South America. So do not worry, he's going to announce his new esports spot sometime soon. I expect this guy to be on a roster, whether to be a player or a coach sometime soon, more likely to be a coach and returning to that role. But more importantly, guys, speaking of Steel, his first event will be the American Miner Qualifier with Immortals, and they are already off to a struggling start. So we're going to hop into our next story here, and that is the American Miner Qualifier. Kind of a complicated tournament to explain to all of you, but pretty much of the 8 teams on screen right now, the top 4 of these teams will automatically qualify for the American Minor. Then, at that American Minor, the top 2 teams will qualify for the E-League offline qualifier, or pretty much the next major qualifier. So, pretty much, if you make out of groups here, you are 4 of those teams. 4 of those teams move on, and then the top 2 teams after that will actually qualify for the major qualifier. So, more importantly than that, guys, the only team so far in both Group A and B to automatically qualify for our American Minor, to be guaranteed our top 4 spot, has been Cloud9 so far. I'll show you guys the results on screen right now. As of you guys watching this video, these matches are going to happen out tonight. We have more matches for the American Minor tonight. Cloud9, the only team to win out. They beat teams TSM and Pain Gaming. They went 2-0. They are guaranteed to be in our American Minor. They were actually heavily favored to, obviously do this alongside Immortals. A different story there in Group B, as Immortals is definitely struggling. But it will be a best of 3 between Pain Gaming and TSM. Pain Gaming, kind of a surprise here, but the best of 3 series between those 2 teams will decide who goes out alongside Cloud9 and automatically qualifies for the Minor. Now, Selfless Gaming is already out. If you guys are Selfless fans, they, alongside Splyce in Group B, lost their first 2 matches. So going over to Group B, guys, like I said, Splyce is already out. A team I thought might surprise us here. They actually were using former OpTic player Daps in these matches, but no, Splyce is already out alongside Selfless Gaming. But in this Group B, it's actually down to 3 teams. That is Immortals, Muffin, Lightning. Yes, a really funny name there. They actually have former Energy players and Complexity players on that lineup, as well as it will be Echo Fox. Now, many of you guys know, formerly, this past weekend at E-League Season 2 Group B, Echo Fox really struggled. So a team I did not expect to do well, against teams like Virtus Pro. We also had G2 and other top tier teams there as well. They only placed among 3 maps. They actually, NIP was the 3rd team there. Among 3 of those maps, they got a total of 6 rounds. So I was not expecting much from Echo Fox here, but it will be 2 of these 3 teams to advance as well to the American Minor. As of right now, guys, Immortals already lost their first match, came back and won their second. So it will be a best of 3 series. First out between Muffin, Lightning, and Echo Fox to determine who wins out the group. Then the loser of that best of 3 series will face off in a best of 3 against Immortals, and that will be the pretty much deciding factor of the 4th and final team to go through. So I know that was kind of complicated to follow. Now we have some better stories for all of you guys. I will be following the American Minor more closely for all of you, especially in tomorrow's episode. So stay tuned for this, guys. It's a very important qualifier for the American tournament and for the offline American qualifier as well for the next major. And in some less complicated news, we actually confirmed this, about 16 hours ahead of time. It was actually announced live to all of you. It has been confirmed, guys, that Virtus Pro will not be attending IEM Oakland. Kind of a shocker because it's a huge tournament prize pool. Obviously, they've been winning enough tournaments these last few months where they can afford, a little bit of a break. As Taz said in his Facebook post, a break means hard work and practice, but they will not be at IEM Oakland. And actually, very luckily for another Danish team, this will be Heroic, who will be joining in for them and subbing in for Virtus Pro, who will not be at IEM Oakland. So a very lucky draw there for Heroic, who will actually already be in the area. They'll be in Montreal, Canada this coming weekend in a couple days for the North Arena Championships there. Kind of surprised the organizers chose Heroic out of all these other teams who will already be in the area of Canada, because, Heroic, as many of you guys have probably seen the results at ESWC, they did absolutely terrible, obviously, without Glaive there. And even worse, in the PGL Minor this past weekend, they didn't even make it a group stages. Without Glaive, this team has been struggling so immensely. To get this kind of draw and a chance at IEM Oakland, hopefully we can see their new players perform very well. Good luck to Nico, the young stud over there, and maybe Heroic can pull it back together, but I'm not expecting much from this lineup. They got a really lucky draw here, though. They will be replacing Virtus Pro at IEM Oakland. And in some funny news for all of you guys, same, we're talking about Montreal Northern Arena Championships. OpTic Gaming will also also be there. We had a few of the OpTic members, including Mixwell and Stanislaw, tweeting out last night because as they were traveling, I assume they were in Montreal for the Northern Arena Championships. They go there a couple days early. They actually were tweeting out some things last night, and apparently they had to play their ECS matches on hotel Wi-Fi, very crappy hotel Wi-Fi, and they were playing against Complexity, and they managed to sweep Complexity 2-0, but not in even close fashion. It was 16-5 and 16-4, and makes it all the more embarrassing for Complexity that these players were actually tweeting out about this as they swept Complexity, guys, yes, on crappy hotel Wi-Fi. So I'm telling you, all these guys were moved into the OpTic house for a couple days. They were practicing hard. They are back. They're a full lineup. We expect OpTic Gaming, or at least I expect a lot of things out of this team in these next few weeks, guys. OpTic Gaming is going to be great again, or maybe one day. Either again. Next story, and one of our final story today, guys, we have a new North American team, actually kind of an old North American team picking up a current North American roster. Kind of confusing there. eUnited, many of you guys heard about eUnited. They had a very struggling role in ESL Pro League Season 4 this past season. They went 2-24 with that old roster. They disbanded shortly after that, with also some failed tournaments around that. They have picked up a whole new roster. This is actually a roster known as Vault Gaming. They are participating right now in the Mountain Dew League. Actually, Mountain Dew League, for all of you who are not following that, the winner of the overall Mountain Dew League gains a spot in the next season of ESL Pro League. Now, Vault has a good chance of winning this, as they are currently in 4th place in Mountain Dew League as they head into tournament and bracket play over there, and a very good looking roster as they're behind teams, only behind teams like TSM, LG, and I believe Ronin are the top 3 teams. I could be wrong about Ronin there, but yes, eUnited have now picked up Vault Gaming, and Vault will now play under the eUnited flag. So best of luck to these guys in the future. It's kind of one of those glory stories where you have Mountain Dew League, which is meant to actually bring in these lower tier teams or premier teams, these unknown players, and actually get them sponsors and actual teams like this. And so it's really cool to see it working out for Vault Gaming, and hopefully this roster works out. So best of luck to these guys in the future. They are living the CSGO dream of, starting from nothing, starting from the bottom, and now they're here. And in some short Russian CSGO news, because I don't know too much about the Russian CSGO scene, I haven't looked into it in depth as of right now, guys. We have arguably one of the better lower tier Russian teams, if not the best Russian tier team, I guess you could say, composed of majority Russians. That is, Team Preparation has released all of their players. Also, the only non-Russian on this team right now is a former teammate of Simple when they played for Worst Players for a couple months there. He goes by the name of Ark. He actually joined this Team Preparation lineup, but they have now disbanded after a disappointing ESWC finish. A couple weeks ago, they made, I believe, the quarterfinals. They made it to playoffs of ESWC, but weren't able to go any much further than that. So Team Preparation has decided to disband the rest of this team. As of right now, this Russian lineup will stick together under the name Peter, so best of luck to them in the future. And also, I could say they probably are the best Russian team, because the only other Russian players I can think of right now are Hooch, Spaze, and Doja, and those are all spread out players as well. I think at least Hooch and Spaze are playing separately away from Doja, who's on Gambit. So as of right now, the best Russian team is on the market and looking for an organization. Best of luck to these guys in the future. And that's going to do it for today's episode of CSGO News. As always, hope you guys all enjoyed. A short announcement for all of you is I know the owner, this actual guy's name is Jamie, a great guy, contacted me a long time ago about a past sponsorship. I wasn't able to take that one, but he actually released a new website called Tipify.gg. Now, it's not a gambling website. It's not even a betting website where you can use actual money, but it's free betting advice for all of you guys. So I'm going to leave this link in the top line description. He seems like a really good guy, and obviously been in contact with him for a while now, and it's an absolutely amazing website. If you guys want free betting advice, if you guys bet on CSGO matches, this website's great for you for two or three reasons. First off, they do daily, weekly, and monthly giveaways. They currently have a $500 giveaway they're doing through me, and also another giveaway coming next week, which should be for multiple knives. I cannot wait for that. Also, they do this great thing on the website. It's a tipster competition, so it's with fake money, but what they do is you can bet fake money all you want, and every single month it resets, and the top 5 bettors every single month. So if you guys are good at betting, you can use fake money. Again, not your personal money. The website's just fake money betting system, and the top 5 winners actually get Steam gift cards every single month. So it's a great website. Check it out, guys. Link in the top line description. He seems like a great guy. Again, I love this guy, Jamie. So a great website for all of you guys. Absolutely free to use. Does not cost you any money. You can't bet or gamble. It's not any of that stuff. It's a legitimate CSGO website that I'm enjoying. Hopefully going to be sponsoring very soon for all of you guys. So as always, hope you guys all enjoy. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you. Thank you all for the great support so far on my live streams. Thank you to Joe and Fusion for all the great support as well. Love you guys all. Can't believe I just said love you. Trump won the election last night, so that's great news for America, right? Yeah, going to die. As always, live, love, laugh a lot. My name is Jake. Remember, I like you. I'll see you guys next time. Remember, I like you. Goodbye.